IVM.
What better way to experience inter-office slide tweeting done on a podcast? The IVM Daily podcast is where all of IVM's employees get together every day and talk about things that matter to them and things that matter to each other slyly. Check out this podcast 5 days a week as I do just to catch up on the gossip. See you there.
Stories, we've got stories. They're a little bit of funny and a little bit of dissembler. You wanna hear them? It's got humans. They're sitting in a box and talking roll at Varta Lab.
So around 9 to 10 months ago, I was going to Belapur, which is a land far away from the mainlands of Bombay, to perform comedy. And I always if I'm going so far away, I prefer people around me who can also travel with me. And most comics usually are unbearable to be with because this is either siphoning off their bits off you or somehow they're just add-ons who want you to pay for the Uber.
What?
Yeah. But thankfully, I was there with someone called Trupti Khamkar, who is a great actor, voiceover artist, comedian, many talents roll into one. And we performed at a venue and we both did very well. And while coming back from the venue, later that night we learned the venue caught fire. Quite literally, we set a stage on fire and then we f***ed off.
Wait.
Yeah.
So you're saying Trupti didn't drive you there in her own car?
No.
I did.
Oh, she did. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Of all the things I should be thankful for, I forgot.
Because this... But Navin, I'm very concerned about how you look at other comedians, man.
Well, there's a lot more where that came from, so don't worry about that.
But hey, Trupti, hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Varta Lab.
Hey, thanks for calling me here, yeah.
No, it's like, ठीक है.
I
We
like
were
to
already
chit-chat.
here, technically.
Yeah, so we were recording for another show that we do. And the reason I like working with Trupti so much is because there's so much infectious energy.
Yeah.
And it's positive, and she has a devil may give a attitude, which I really like about her in general. Everybody who's come in touch with her in terms of our entire team, from our studio engineers to our producers, they all like her by default because of this vivacious personality that she is.
Yeah, no.
But deep down, I think she murders babies when she's not being nice to them.
That's a
But-
secret you don't know.
But I got a taste of the not giving a attitude when we were on our way to Pune to an unnamed comedy festival.
Oh,
and
hush, hush.
You were going to Pune for a comedy festival.
Yeah.
What could it be?
We don't want to name it.
We don't want to name it.
Okay.
So,
Do tell what happened.
it was called the Weird Ass Pajama Con.
This festival, by the way, I'm permanently barred from it
Why?
because I have no professionalism, turns out.
From
Because I'd not turned
pajama?
up no, from the festival you all went to.
Oh.
So because I'd not attend, I did not show up for 2 or 3 gigs in the past.
You got banned from Bangalore Comedy Fest?
No, man.
And then the open mic.
Oh, sorry. You got banned from the antisocial. What festival are you?
One of these festivals, that happens in Pune.
See the underground kind of space that,
Yeah. So I wouldn't know what happened. You all tell me.
Anyway, I was on the way and I was just annoyed generally about how it's hard as an artist to put your foot down at things. And that's why I have a manager, because I don't know how to put I'm already bad with people and ऊपर से तुम मेरे को ऐसा awkward situation. That's why I take private show payments before. Because I don't have it in me to go to that person and be like, nahi, mere ko mera paisa. I can do it, but it's a very unpleasant experience. So Trupti is like, par nahi karna. You have to not give a f***.
Yeah, you don't have to. I learned it the hard way.
Right? I love that. In 3 minutes, she changed my entire opinion about the entire thing.
But why is that, Trupti?
Yeah. What is this bad experience?
No, bad experience as an actor. The thing is that because I'm somebody who's not really inhibited, they usually put me in a role like a kaamwali bai and shit like that. And
An entire show reel full of that.
Yeah, it's always that. The promotion was the driver in Sulu. मेरा थोड़ा सा promotion हो गया, मेरे को driver वाला role
वो कामवाली बाइक को गाड़ी पे practice करने दिया Sunday को.
दोते चला गया.
And another thing is, it's I'm so convincing as a bai that set पे मुझे कोई coffee भी नहीं पिलाता. I'm like, Dada coffee, and then I'm like, what the f***?
आप हमें पिलाओ.
No, but this is interesting because remember Kumar was also telling us something similar in terms of how people are treated on set, and he was like speaking Hindi also is like, you know, if you're not going to talk in English or if you're not going to throw a fit, they're just not going to give you any bhav at all.
Yeah. And this really happened to me. Like this one of the times, I'm not somebody who screams at people, right? But I was like, यार coffee कोई पिला ही नहीं रहा, ये क्या मतलब बदतमीजी है. So I went to just experiment. मैं फालतूगिरी करती रहती हूँ. So I went to my vanity. And then from there, from inside, no, I screamed, Spud! I just screamed. I'm like, coffee! And I was like, what? Like, there was this coffee in a mug, dude. Like, नहीं तो ना आपको गंदी वाली paper cup में, ना वैसी वाली coffee. But yeah, I mean, like, I feel I'm gifted that I really look my part. But yeah. Like,
but I found this lethargy on shoots. But like, you know, people say that you have to be like equally nice to everybody, and you know, light, sound, dada, all of them have to be, and spot of all. And then, you know, like I observe at shoots that the first people to check out are these guys, you know, like the creative people, the actors, directors, all focus on like, you know, how we can make this scene perfect or whatever. These guys are like, the first moment they say ki haan abhi ye log baat karne wale, they run away from the set altogether, sit in the corner and like start WhatsApping each other while they're there. You know, that's what happens. And I feel like as much as we have to respect their work, thoda dhyan do na, please.
They're the least invested because they're paid the least.
Exactly, but I mean, I think
no. I think you stand corrected here.
Oh wait, no, the union, right? It's like a very hardcore.
I think the actors are the ones who paid the least. No, and they give me reasons. You know, they're like, "Arey, tera chehra dikh raha hai na? People see you on screen, right? Why do you need payment?" I'm like, फिर मुझे एक CD दे दो, मैं रिलायंस कंपनी में जाके बोलूंगी, ये लो मेरा बिल 300 रुपया, देख लो 4 बारी मेरी फोटो, मेरा बिल भर दो. I wish I could pay my bills with like a joke, you know, like.
But that's the thing, right? Like, what is the difference between the haves and the have-nots when it comes to the entertainment industry? Like you're somebody who has so many meritorious things under your belt. Like, you're the first person who performed Shakespeare. You know, she's the only person to have performed only, no, not first.
Yes, the only one. Yeah.
To do Shakespeare in 3 different languages.
Yep.
At the
Shakespeare's Globe, London.
It's a place. I have googled.
It's if you watched Harry Potter, I think part 6. No, when that bridge breaks.
That's how you have to explain it, really.
No, you can see it from there. You know, the bridge breaks and then there's a upper top angle and you can see that round theatre, which is
the
Shakespeare's
6th one is
Globe.
the least favorite. I don't remember clearly, but if you say it, I'll take your word for it.
But 6th one was just too dark to watch.
Exactly.
It's like the colors were so. I'm serious.
Okay, so we believe that you went to London.
Yeah, I did. I went twice.
And you performed in Hindi, English, and Marathi.
No. Hindi, Gujarati, and Burmese.
What?
Nice.
Yeah. You did Shakespeare in Burmese?
Yeah.
Gujarati is more surprising, but sure.
What? No, it's not. She's Maharashtrian. Gujarati is a stone's throw away. But Burmese is a whole different syntax and all, dude. What are you?
It's fun. You know, the thing is that, so Shakespeare's Globe usually doesn't, they only do Dida, like the Shakespeare in English, right?
Yeah.
And this festival, which is called Globe to Globe, was a part of the extension of the Olympics that happened.
Okay.
So they got, Shakespeare wrote 37 plays. And they got 37 different languages to do one play each. And there were 2 companies from India that went there. And there's a company called the Arpana Theatre, which I work with, this play called Stories in a Song. So I went to my director, I said, sir, मेरे को आने का है. He's like, नहीं पर गुजराती है ना. I'm like, sir, मुझे आती है गुजराती, please ले लो. He's like, नहीं ले सकता. So I was like, oh shit. Then I wrote an email to Atul Kumar. I said, sir, मुझे ले लो. That's how Pehrupia happened. Like, I went through the whole screening process. Okay. Like, 80 of us in one room trying to fight. Like, मुझे गाना आता है, मुझे ले लो. And I play a kaamwali bai one. So I was like, यार मेरे से अच्छा कोई अच्छी हो ही नहीं सकती कामवाली भाई. So that's how I got on. So that was the first time I went to Globe for the festival.
That was Gujarati?
That was Hindi. That was Piya Bhairupia. That's 12th night in Hindi. And
so which Shakespearean play is Piya Bhairupia?
12th night.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the
Gujarati
festival,
one was what?
It was called All's Well That Ends Well.
Okay.
So the Shakespeare's Globe called this Gujarati play one more time for a week-long run.
Okay.
And this one girl who was an assistant director who also played a small role, she was not available. तो मेरे को सुनील ने फोन किया कि अरे Trupti, will you be my slave? I said, dude.
Kinky calls after 10 p.m. Sunil, what the
You have a passport? I said, yes. Is it valid? I said, yes. He's like, will you be my slave if I take you to Shakespeare's Globe? I said, yes. So I had the play was Gujarati. It was called Saru Jinu Shevat Saru.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
One second. You understand Gujarati?
Yeah. I've done a professional Gujarati play.
એટલે પણ તને ગુજરાતીમાં વાત કરતા આવડે છે?
હા, મને આવડે છે.
Oh damn son.
હા, મેં 200 શો કર્યા છે 40 દિવસ ગુજરાતમાં, અમદાવાદમાં રહીને.
It's so interesting that people who are in touch with Gujaratis invariably learn the language.
Yeah, by default.
Like in my school, we had like some of the best Gujarati was spoken by Francis Manese sir. Like
Yeah.
was a typical like Catholic guy, and he could speak like proper. I was like, oh my god. And
શું કરે છે?
So first Gujarati big word I learned was ramwa. Because
that's not a big word.
So I would go and call my friend to go out to play with me, like and they're like, શું કરે? I'm like, રમવા જવાનું.
See, but if you're a Gujarati, like a hardcore one, then the word is jamwa. It's not ramwa. It's
no,
like
ramba
to eat.
is to play.
Jamwa is to eat.
She means
See,
like
when you're a Gujarati, it's all about food, right?
Oh,
yeah. It's
nahi,
like,
yaar, I am
Gujarati.
Gujarati. It's also about
a lot of other things.
Ramba.
So
Ramba.
Trupti, I remember one car ride we had. Like, weirdly enough, like all the stories we have about
Oh my
Trupti,
god. I would have a car ride story about Trupti.
But I'll go first.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Shoot.
So I remember we had this, first of all, because nobody lives near my house in general. So like, if I have to like be at a comedian's mercy to drop me somewhere near my area, is just like the worst nightmare that comes true. So like, but she used to live in Borivali before.
Yeah.
And then like, she would drive me till Borivali Dahisar, and then I would take a rickshaw to my house, which is in Bhayandar. But one of these conversations we had was like, that you were at major loggerheads with your dad when you first took up acting.
Yeah.
And like, but then how are things now? Like, can you like take us?
I ran away from the.
You ran away from the house from Borivali.
Yeah.
But you're still Trupti from the block.
I am.
No, but what happened? Like, was it?
Don't be fooled by the jobs that she got.
Yeah, not really. See, the thing is, like, my father, like, my parents are like hardcore middle class Maharashtrians. They both work for banks. So, like, till the age of 28, वो मुझे रोज एक paper ला के दे यार ये probationary officer का exam दे यार please, And they were really upset because I did bachelor's of management and I'm a chartered financial analyst.
You're a CFA?
Yes.
Are you fucking serious? All 3 levels?
Yeah.
In how? What? Dude, that's a what?
Yeah.
You realize how fucking overqualified you are for life?
And I play kaamwali bhai.
Perfect dichotomy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So my father's really upset. He's like, ये क्या कर रही है?
Yeah. ये क्या कर रही है, dude? So you had to fight them from day one, or was it like, oh, it's a hobby, oh shit, it's not a hobby, and then they kind of went
I think I wanted to do this forever, and my father was like, नहीं MBA करेगी तू. तो मैंने कहा कि मैं HR करके ना मैं थिएटर HR को merge करके PhD करूंगी. तुम्हारा पैसा तो बर्बाद होना है बस.
But was he always a domineering father as such?
No, I have been a revolutionary kind of person. Like, नहीं तो मैं करेगा.
So your rebel attitude pushes him to become more.
Always.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But where does your mom fit into all this?
She's quiet. She doesn't like conflict. She's like, beta kya karna hai kar lo. Like, I remember once I planned to leave my house and shift into like another rented place in Borivali, and my mom was really upset, but she didn't tell me that. And then, like, in the middle of the night, I'm kind of winding up stuff और ना मैं चीजें डाल रही हूँ, and I find this letter which my mom's written to me and not given it to me. And she's like, हमने क्या गलत कर दिया, अभी सोसाइटी हमको क्या बोलेगी. And I was so like, इतनी overwhelmed हो गई मैं.
That you didn't go?
Yeah, I can. Because she's like, नहीं, you live in Borivali only, then people say कि क्या हो रहा है ना घर से, मतलब दूरी जा.
Go to Andheri.
I think even now when I live in Andheri, I think they lie to the society, like people around.
And tell them you live in like Juhu.
No, they're like, she's traveling.
Oh.
Wow, since when?
Yeah, because Piya Berupia used to take us to different places, right? So when I go to Borivali, they're like, अरे कब आई? मैंने कहा अभी बस.
But then, like, it's now that we all know you from Piya Berupia and like from all these AIB sketches where you've been the kaamwali by as well. But there must have been like a big struggle period, right? Like, because obviously your conflict is that you've run away from home, and like your father's like, what the f*** are you doing? And you're not making money to theatre either. So like, what was that phase like?
Well, I made money. I made money through voicing.
Okay.
And I bought a home.
Okay.
In Goregaon East.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
But you're not living in Goregaon, no? You're living
not anymore because it's it's too far.
Oh.
So now
I'm not even opening my mouth.
Now she's a landowner.
No. Now I stay on rent in Andheri.
smart thing to do. Get rent from
Goregaon and Pen and Andheri, you won't be able to. I don't think that Goregaon house
that
has
financial studies at least came in handy. That
Oh,
way.
na, yeah, no.
थोड़ा सा इधर पैसा
Inflation and also you know how to do.
Little bit.
ऐसा रिंग पे मुंह लगा के फूक मारने. Sorry. Ladies and Trupti Khamkar, the best fake laugh in the business.
That's why it's always handy to have her in the audience.
Yeah, they all like me. I think you were the one who said, "तू क्यों हंस रही है मेरे show में" or something.
Because I know that when you laugh, if I hear only you laughing, then the joke is definitely not funny.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
Yeah, but sorry, I keep interrupting stories. You were saying getting a house in Goregaon. You already had a house.
Yeah, I bought a house because I did a lot of voicing.
Do you still do a lot of voicing?
Not anymore because Piya Bherupya again. The reason why, because for last 7 years we've been traveling.
Yeah.
And when you travel, then you can't do a show which is like, you need to be in the studio every week.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of, and I think being on stage is more inviting than being behind a mic. Like I love to do voices and I love to do, but having my audience right there in front of me, eating off my hands is so much
more fun. No,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and you know what, with Piya Bherupya, it's happened like we've traveled almost half of the globe, and one experience that I would want all of my fellow performers to have is we were in this little town called Rancagua in Chile, which is South America, and उसका population 1,500 है, ठीक है? पर ऑडियंस में 12,000 लोग थे.
What?
Dude, 12,000. Yeah, and it's in the middle of a bullfighting ring. So Michael Jackson used to do his concerts there, and I'm not kidding. I cried. So I went on stage, I'm like, oh my God.
So you used to do Piya Bherupya in Hindi?
Yes.
In Chile?
Yes. We had subtitles. We had these LED, just like the festival that we went. There was this LED. नहीं था क्या, चल नहीं रहा था.
But no subtitles for jokes.
Stage 42 had what?
So yeah, we used to have LEDs and subtitles where there was this translation going on live. Yeah, so that's what we did in China, in Singapore.
But it's you know what really perplexes me about theatre? It's the idea that you rehearse a play and then you do it the same way.
Yes.
Again and again and again and again and again, and I can't even stick to my jokes for more than a year. I mean, the kind of dedication it takes to get something down to a T. How do you not? Like, have you ever felt burned out on the road?
No.
Like, have you never felt like I cannot get up and do these same lines the same way again?
No. I think I belong to a very, like, an old school kind of acting clan, where I go and I start with a zero. कि कल मैंने कर दिया बहुत सही, कल मैंने बहुत किल कर दिया, for example. और आज मेरा फिर से एक gig है, which is going to be zero. I mean, I don't know what my audience is going to be like.
Yeah, every show is a fresh innings.
Correct. So the idea is that you do the same thing as real as it can get. And you do it like you're doing it for the first time.
Right.
So every time you need to wash it off and just go with no ego. Like everything just stays out of the gate. And you just come in with a zero, like a blank slate, and you go on stage and you just
That's so amazing, because I feel like every other artist has better work ethic than comics. Like we are horrible people that way, because like we'll take fucking shit on the stage and all, and like
that I can't do.
Yeah.
I'm dyslexic.
No, and that's not even the issue. Like, it's just the fact that it's not even wrong for a comic to do it, because that's just how we function. That's just our methodology to do it.
Yeah,
but like Shiddat level is like theatre mein max, because theatre isn't even money, right?
Not all of it. I did Gujarati for money though.
Gujarati must be good money.
Yeah, it was. This was when 10 years ago, and because I was a Maharashtrian, they said, "Arey tane nathi avadti Gujarati, so we'll give you 500 rupees a show." But it was 21 shows a week.
Oh.
So it was 10.5K every Sunday night.
And this was that theatre in Borivali where they have Gujarati plays, right?
It was all over the place. Like
Navin,
I'd be in Damodar Hall, which is in Parel the morning, and then we would go to Ghatkopar.
Yeah,
and
for
from
the
there we would
evening
go
show,
to some other place.
Yeah.
So we're traveling.
Okay.
And we're doing 3 shows a day.
And you'll have like full house people coming.
Oh my God.
Dude, Gujarati theatre kills.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it does.
Heard a lot about that.
And the fun part is they come to see what you're wearing. They're like, pehla ola scene na ola sharara mane jo ache. I'm like, dude, I'm an actor.
Request.
They used to have meeting because I wouldn't touch up my makeup.
Oh.
This one time I forgot a dupatta. They were like, they had a meeting. They're like, tu dupatta kaise bhul gayi?
Wow.
Who are these people? Like the Gujaratis as a collective?
Yeah, the actors, like the co-actors.
Okay.
Producer. Like, you can forget a line, but not forget your eyeliner.
That's a quote for this show.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I think it's about time we brought up another car story with Trupti.
Yes, tell me.
There was this one time when I actually scared Trupti.
Yeah, you did.
So, I used to do this thing where I would drive from Warsaw to Powai and then Powai to Fort, doing 3 mics in a night.
Yeah.
Before Masoom, this was considered a cool thing. Now with Masoom Rajwani, I feel a little dumb saying that 3 mics in Bombay is hard to do. But anyway, and in the middle, I think it was at Powai that
The square.
The square I came and I saw these 2-3 comics were there. It was me, her and 2 other people. I don't even remember who.
There was Mayank Parak.
Yeah, Mayank Parak
and Masoom.
And Masoom only, no? Yeah. And Masoom at this point was, I think, interning.
And Piyush Sharma.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was 1, 2, 3, 4.
5 of us in your car.
No, it was 4.
3 in the back and 2 you and me in the front.
Yeah. You were in the front, no?
Yeah.
So Masoom, Mayank and
Piyush.
Yeah. Oh, okay, right. Yeah. But anyway, my point is, I used to drive a little fast back then. Okay, now I don't. I've genuinely put a speed limit on the car
back
and
when?
everything. Back, this is maybe
a couple of months ago.
No, definitely 100% not Bubs, bro.
Oh,
this is at least.
It was before you discovered that I was
this is at least a year ago. This is no. What? Who said anything about you being old? What I was saying, babes.
Okay,
No, it was when, that Fort ka hookah parlor room was still on.
Primo.
Oh, yeah, that hell room where people would be smoking hookah so they wouldn't laugh at your jokes.
And the one place where Noel would only go to eat.
Yeah.
Joel.
Trust me, I was also going there to eat only.
Really?
The order would just never reach by the time I was done.
It was free food.
Yeah. So anyway, we are driving down the freeway and I am driving fast and Kanye is blasting and so this is definitely March 1 year ago-ish. Okay.
Yeah.
तो मैं उड़ाया गाड़ी और while I'm driving I'm not looking at them and I'm busy focusing because I'm going at 3 kilometers over the speed limit and all, so near death, you can die any split second. So I get there and we got there earlier than expected.
Yeah.
And the mic hadn't even started because that mic would always start later than expected. And out, when I walked out, I was like, yeah, cool, chill, I'm out. And then these 3-4 just walked out just holding the ground, is in them.
I'm like, next time, Aakash, I will follow you in my car.
Hey, but I have improved my ways since.
Okay, fine.
I only take out my speed thrills on the video games.
Oh, I thought on the Pune Express Highway.
What changed?
No. Huh?
What changed?
2 things happened. One is once I sped on the Pune Express Highway. And I sped so much that I felt like... and then... Because I'll tell you what happened. So we were coming back from Pune, me, Mandar and somebody else. And then I got into Bombay and that Chembur ka turn. So we were on the freeway. Freeway is 2 lanes in the beginning. And I was just zooping past when there was a car accident that had happened in front of me. And it was another... somebody my age-ish and my kind of sedan and just totaled and I was like, okay, this is maybe a problem. And then 1-2 weeks later, I was still driving fast and then I was talking to my friend once, Dhaval, and I said to Dhaval, I think I might be speeding a little too much. And he said, are you fucking crazy? You have been speeding for the last 3 months. None of us know what the is wrong with you. Everybody's terrified to sit with you in the car. I'm like, okay, fine, I get it. So then I stopped.
Thanks. Now I might just dare to.
Then I literally immediately the next day I stopped speeding and I haven't sped since.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm so proud of you.
That's what it took for you to stop speeding.
Dhaval saying something to me? Yeah, that's usually what it takes. That's the point of being married to your best friend-ish.
The next time you want to get something done, just call Dhaval. Dhaval.
He's also a lawyer, so I think he makes a stronger point than Aakash.
All my friends make stronger points than I do. Even yesterday, Rafal makes, even you, I mean...
Yeah.
Why do I even bother making points?
You make jokes.
I think Aakash and I make the same mistakes in our lives. That's why we are here.
Yeah, our lives, our personal lives are running parallel only.
It's a parallel heterosexual, homosexual lifestyle that we're leading right now.
Yeah.
Like, for example...
he's the homosexual, I'm the heterosexual.
Yeah. I just feel so perpendicular already.
On that note, you guys, we're going to earn our bread and take a break with some
a daily living.
Yeah, with the word a daily. Let's not exaggerate to that extent. But we need the money. So listen to these ads.
Long, long ago, not in Bethlehem, but in a place nearby, there was a wonderful birth of a huge show, which I like to call Cyrus Says. A show that encapsulates everything in human history From the first Homo sapien to the last Homo sapien, who's traversed the entire world and then come back to India. This is a show which tells you everything about everything. If you want to know, avoid Google, come to us. It's called Cyrus Says. Get new episodes every Monday and Thursday on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts from. It's simple as A, B, oh God, what comes after that?
Cyrus Says is brought to you by Setu IMAX.
So we're back with Trupti, and another question I've always asked, I wanted to ask of the theatre community.
She's all of it.
Yeah, like मेरी pores में से ooze कर रही है.
You are the Prajapati of the theatre. No, so you came from Marathi theatre as well?
Not really. Actually, what happened was it started from college, intercollegiate level, right?
Hey, okay. Was it Marathi theatre in?
Yes, to start with Marathi, and then in the same year I did Hindi. In the same year I did Gujarati. So it was all kind of mixed. But my first professional play was a Hindi play, which was called Andhayug, which was directed by late Nirmal Pandey.
This has come up before. Raphael said this.
Yeah.
It's a classic play, no? Everybody can have. So,
that and Planchet.
Yeah, of course.
Fucking Planchet.
Dude, those days, no? Like every girl is doing a Gandhari for mono acting. Every boy is doing an Ashwatthama.
Yeah. Okay. If it's a comedy, then it's Planchet.
Correct. And if it's a Marathi mono act, then it's Tiful Rani. It's just so set.
I remember because every time we used to do college fest, वो Marathi play में वैसा मुंडी डालता था तो यही कोई एक चीज चलता था.
हाँ, वही चलता था. Actually, हाँ, वो बहुत stereotype हो गया था life में. But yeah, like Andhayug is something that made me because we rehearsed for 9 months. And in the like midway, we were like, यार क्या मतलब हो क्या ना sir क्या कर रहे हो? So Nirmal Pandey sat us down and said, listen, बच्चा है नाटक. तो उसको 9 महीने लगेंगे. एंड मैंने थप्पड़ खाई है डूड. मतलब छोटी ई की मात्रा, बड़ी ई की मात्रा, छोटी यू की मात्रा, लाइक फूल. कभी नहीं गलत बोल सकती मैं फूल. It's insane. It's damn like, but that made me. I had a very squeaky voice, and the range that you see now, you know, like from a very bassy to like a very high pitch.
So this is the same Nirmal Pandey who was in the movies,
Bandit
right?
Queen, yes.
Yeah. Down, dig down.
Yeah.
I think of his name, and this is the soundtrack that plays in my head all the time. He also played Jesus, by the way.
What?
Yeah, I remember seeing Nirmal Pandey as Jesus at some point.
He looked like one. He had long hair.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then that's what the deal, you know, like we used to rehearse on a hilltop in Mahakali caves. There's this little church, remember? Gyan Ashram.
Yeah.
And my music teacher used to call me like an hour early. And he'd make me run up the hill. And it's 100 pages ka script. So wo mereko 100 pages bolne bolte the, bhagte. So that's how he made my voice so powerful. And then he'd sit with a harmonium and pure sur mein gao. That's how I actually earned my voice. And
that's insane.
This was in 2000, so it's been 18 years already. But it stayed with me. It really stayed with me. The whole commitment, all of it just stayed. And probably that's where it comes from, you know, like you try to do come to zero every day.
Yeah.
You know, like just
so
wipe off what you've
all
done.
aspiring actors just run across Mahakali cave screaming dialogues. You might be confused for a raving lunatic, but it's okay.
Yeah, but it's worth it, man.
Yeah. And we were 42 of us singing, dancing live on stage. Nice. And I was the youngest. तो बहुत थप्पड़ खाई है मैंने सबसे.
So, but Trupti,
yeah.
why you wanna f*** my career by doing comedy, bro? Like, why more competition to us humble?
No, I don't think it's a competition. I don't mean to threaten you guys. I am not as good as you guys are at writing jokes. I've been doing the same jokes for 2 years.
This is the usurper. Usurper. No, but I'm just interested because, you know, this is the first generation of comedy in India, virtually. So all of us had lives before comedy. I had the privilege of being young enough to be doing comedy since I was in degree college. So my life never really did anything else. I was never working in an office, or I never had the time to do a fancy CFA. I only got my shitty LLB, वो भी Mumbai University. What makes you shift from what is clearly like an established, it's course wala acting career to go to comedy?
Very frankly, depression.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
No, and it came from theatre because it's been 20 years now that I'm doing theatre.
Yeah.
And what happens is, I don't know, for some strange reason, no, because I'm so friendly probably, people don't, they think I'm a great actor, but they never give me roles. You know, they always give me like, ek scene kar lena yaar, chalna. And that really hurts.
Yeah.
You know, because you're working hard as much as any other person.
Yeah.
You know, you are like really strong as an actor. And then when the play happens, somewhere, I'm sorry, I'm going to be really blunt and real, that it hurts. Yeah, अगर कोई किसी और का appreciation कर देता है, तो तुमको लगता है यार मैं कौन हूँ फिर? मैं तो मतलब मैं कुछ नहीं हूँ क्या इस play में? You know, they don't even recognize you. They don't realize all of that. But then that's how it happened. So I was really depressed and I was like, yeah, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like I'm an actor after doing so much. And that's when Karan Talwar spoke to me and he's like, you're funny, dude. Why don't you write? I'm like, what do I write? He's like, just write what hurts. And then I was hurting of a breakup and I was hurting of no boyfriend, nothing, da. So that's how it all started about kitni single hu main, all of that. And now it's become like now because of comedy, I feel good about what shit happened in my life.
Yeah.
So it's basically my way of living. It's not about threatening anybody. It's not about any competition.
Yeah.
Like I feel great when I watch you guys and I'm like, oh yaar, मैं कब लिखूंगी इनकी तरह, you know, because I just can't think beyond my problems.
Yeah. That way comedy is really great. I mean, any art form is really great because you will constantly find people who are like worth looking up to in terms of skill and technique and.
But also thanks to comedy now this year, what I have done is I have taken my hands out of all the plays that I was doing already, and I have discovered a new theatre format which is always there. It's called psychophysical theatre. So basically you physically kind of try
Promote
to
yourself.
You kind of play a story, right?
Okay.
So I'm trying to work on my own solo piece.
Okay.
And it gives you so much empowerment, right? Like now I don't need a director. I don't need a writer.
That's one thing about comedy. Yeah,
That's
you
what
are
comedy
all
gave
three.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just comedy. It's about giving me the power to even explore theatre,
Right.
being myself. And
So you're like Emma Stone from La La Land, but like much older.
I haven't seen that. Ouch.
Kinda. Serious.
Keep it real, sister.
No, but that way it's so nice to see like you know, because like you say, you know, I wish I could write jokes from that. But frankly, we wish we could act like you, dude. Like the characters
Or talk
that
like you, man.
Yeah,
Like-
dude. Like just the sheer, like that's what on the way to this unnamed festival. Okay, fine. I'll tell. Okay, it was Melbourne Comedy Festival. We took an Innova from Vashi
And took the Ram Setu down south.
And
Why not?
we had a dosa on our way.
So on the way, you know, I was like, okay, you know, since I'm
Where
working on
to
the
Edinburgh?
Huh? Yeah.
Actually.
The Edinburgh Fringe. Where we were playing the 6 p.m.
Fringe.
slot. Fringe. There's a dating app also that's really nice. It's called Hinge.
Oh
So-
yeah, I need to try that now.
Oh, dude, Hinge is very
Hinge
nice.
is good?
I in my single days,
Yeah?
I have explored.
Oh, let me do that now.
In my dating days also. Anyway, my point is, she gave me in 10 minutes more voice related like feedback and input. Like, and literally the next show in Jaipur the next day was like, I could can feel it. Like, it was so much easier to switch between voices. Like, I did the exercises she told me, shiddat se, despite not having slept all night because I felt so bad. But like, it was.
Why were you feeling bad?
I was feeling bad because I had the same feeling that Trupti felt, that she was talking about in terms of like, yaar, you know,
Yeah.
कितने अच्छे ये लोग.
when you get felt.
मुझे मेरी कॉफी कब मिलेगी?
Yeah, like when will I be considered at par? Like, is it the number of views? Is it the jokes? Is it the anyway? My point is, I have since feel better because I realized ki the whole point of this is to tell jokes.
Yeah.
So everything else, as long as I get to tell jokes.
And also, like, with regards to voice now, like,
Yeah.
we're working so much on our own IVM podcast network.
Yeah.
We do a fiction story, like a horror story series called Zara Cough Se Suno, which Trupti's been, I think, on almost all the episodes.
It's one of my favorites.
So, like, when it comes to, like, you know, making characters that are, like, somehow horrifically inclined, I think Trupti's voice is, like, fits right in.
What is your scary voice?
No, actually, it's not the scary thing. I think Satyam likes me doing the sexy voice.
Yeah, I think that's also a thing.
I've
What is
been
the sexy
typecast
voice?
there. It's like, कहाँ जा रहे हैं आप?
But gladly, like, you can't be
Oh,
a
it's
bi
the-
on the you can't be a bi on podcast. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah,
So-
but on podcast, madam, करो ना.
but do your child voice, which is very creepy. Like, she has a
Oh, yeah.
weird baby.
It's like a postman आया, kitna चिट्ठी लाया, एक
13.
That's creepy.
That's very creepy.
So your sexy voice is
My sexy voice
a
is
little
really
bit of
sexy,
raspy.
yeah.
And we also do this call-in kind of show where Adar Malik, I and Trupti basically play different characters.
Okay.
But Adar and I have like two typecast characters. I'm Pawan Kumar, the show host, and he's Sonu from his Instagram videos, right? And Trupti plays multiple characters. That's the whole deal. Like we don't know what she's gonna play. We all improvise basically. So I just I'm like press the button and let Trupti unleash herself.
Yes, for all you know, he's like some guy called Raju.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, they don't know.
Yeah. So it's a whole range of performances that she can deliver. I think I'm really glad to know.
That's the thing. I keep running into Trupti at open mics, but I have a bad habit of leaving as soon as I'm done because I'm always in a hurry to get to the next one, and she's around usually. But the thing is, like, it's like, "Tumse kaisa hai? Mast hai. Abhi bhi kaamwali pa." And then the conversation kind of.
No, I remember the first time I met Aakash was at Cuckoo Club. At the Hive. At the Hive.
I thought, Hive pe mile
Yeah,
the.
Hive. And you just come back from USA. Okay, so I was like, oh boy, ye to matlab na international comic hai, ghum ke aaya types. And he comes to me and says, hey, I loved Behti Naka. I loved it. I'm like, oh.
Dude, yeah. You were Sumuki Suraj's mom in Behti Naka.
Yeah.
Behti Naka, you were f***ing stellar, dude.
So how did that happen?
Sumuki and I met on my very third mic, open mic, at Gia's spot. And Sumuki, I'm somebody who's like really scared before I go on stage, and Sumuki like chup karna, and she was really, तो मैं तो फट गई. मैंने कहा ये Sumuki कौन है यार? ये दिखने में भी बड़ी डरावनी लगती है. And one day she called and she's like, listen, I don't know, like you're a big actor and all, but I don't know how to ask. But then will you play my mother? I'm like, yeah, sure. She's like, oh my God, so cute, so cute. That's how it happened.
Yeah.
Which is
It's amazing.
Fun fact about Behti Naka, the vocals in the music for the packaging.
It's Kanan Gill.
It's Kanan Gill.
Yeah.
That's,
दुनिया जो भी कही है उसकी नाक बैठी है.
Behti Naka.
it's fun.
Nice. Some more trivia with our show, guys. Enjoy this. But like we were talking about also, you know, like you've been collectively viewed online like billion times probably right now.
Yeah.
And still like that level of fame is not there. Like as compared to like, you know, Ashish Shakya or Rohan Joshi walking down the street.
No, similarly, like, you know, again, like to draw a parallel with Kumar's episode, you know, I told Kumar, you're the most, widely seen guy whose name nobody knows. Right? But do you still get recognized now? Like, has that increased?
No, I don't. I really don't. Also because I look a little different as opposed to what I look on screen. Abhi to pata nahi, but I used to do this Marathi comedy show called Foo by Foo. And it was one of the very famous. Like, you go to any Marathi household and say Trupti Khamkar, they'll be like, oh, there'll be that. Okay, and there's one time I was coming back from Pune in a Shivneri 2x2 because वो AC वाली बस नहीं मिली. So I was like, that shit, मैं तो जाऊंगी इस normal वाली में. And I went and sat next to this one lady. I asked her if this seat was free. So I just sat. And she's looking at me like, maybe I've seen her somewhere. You know? Like she's like, सोच रही कि कौन है. And I was also quietly sitting until my friend from the window screamed, "Hey, Trupti, पाण्याची बाटली पाहिजे." I'm like, यार तू. And she's like, Trupti Khamkar. I'm like, shit. So they know me by my name, but my face looks so different. It's probably they don't know me. I think that's a great thing to do because if I become famous, I will still have a pani puri on the streets.
Yeah.
That's what life is all about. I think the little joys that you can be famous as well as be local.
Yeah. Like, but there are times when I really feel sad because Sumuki and I are walking and they're like, "Arey Behti." I'm like, "Hey, mummy, hey, hello."
Mrs. Nak.
I am the one. But no, but it's fun.
So, I mean, like, what is the most memorable thing you've done? Because now you've done like 4 different type of things right now. So you do voicing, acting, sketches, and like theatre and sketches are 2 different mediums, and comedy is one thing.
Yeah.
So, what is that art form that really kind of stayed with you now? And
Kind of stayed
What's
with me.
your favorite?
Theatre.
Okay.
It is. But I think comedy also is somewhere close to theatre because your audience is right there.
For validation, frequency is way higher with comedy, I feel.
If it's a good play, then
No, like, I mean, when I was doing whatever little theatre I've done in college, you know, I would love doing theatre plays, comedy theatre, because you would get a laugh every now and then. And the 1 or 2 serious plays I've done in my life, just, I know it's great for them to be intensely looking at me, and that happens in this special also, but I want them to laugh a little more than I want them to be listening. You know what I mean? It's almost like that.
For me, it works the other way around. I like my audience to cry.
See, that's way harder, I feel.
Yeah. The deal is that you don't cry, but you have to actually go, like, be really real and then just kind of go touch them and come back.
Oh, man. I wish I had that skill. That's such a I think people think laughing is making people laugh is difficult, but I think crying is way harder.
Yeah.
Especially in what is predominantly a detached society nowadays, you know, like, I mean, like everybody wants a quick laugh, but nobody wants to feel sad anymore ever.
Correct. Yeah, but that's what my teachers say. Like, you're wasting your talent in this whole slapstick kind of comedy because that you can do, Trupti. But I am more powerful as an emotional creature. Like, my emotional intensity is so high on stage that I will make my audience cry. But now it's happened a lot of times. One of the instances was when I was this play called Stories in a Song, and it's Shubha Mudgal did this play, as in she conceived it, and the idea was that why do you have songs in the background? Why don't you have stories in the background of a song, like the story of a song? And there's this one, so we have chotu scenes, okay? So one of the scenes is Ganda Bandhan. So Ganda Bandhan is basically the old school type, na Gurukul, jisme aapko Guruji ganda bante, which is like a thread around your wrist. And you learn from that guru. So it's a story of that girl. So my director didn't tell me that girl was a prostitute. Okay. Because I'm somebody who really gets affected with shit like that. So we did 3 shows and then he told me that she's a prostitute now. And it becomes really sad because her teacher ran away in the story, you know. And then one line is, she says ki Guru chhoot gaya lekin Sangeet ab bhi mere saath hai. Isliye aati hu. And that moment, no, when she looks into the audience, she's telling the audience the whole story. And then she looks into the audience and she says, it's cool, it's okay. You know, and Shubhaji cried.
Okay.
And everybody, because this play, when it happens, people who are affiliated to music come up, right? And it's a story of every contemporary person. Har kisi ka guru bhag gaya hai.
Yeah, but you got me feeling something when you said that.
Yeah. So that's the moment, you know, when I go, it's fine, you know, it's just that, and I see my audience cry.
Yeah.
You know, it's that power. That is the power of an actor, to just sit on stage and do nothing.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, that is what I love to do. Unfortunately, people think I'm a funny actor and they just want to put me in kaamwali roles, but yeah.
But I think like it's only like the stars below your feet from here on forth, man. Like the work you put in is now so beautifully paying off.
Inshallah.
And I'm just glad that in this time and age I can collaborate with someone like you and, you know,
get
the full experience of having that joy of working with someone who's
like a fountain of positivity that can make you cry.
Exactly. Because because I told you, like, most comedians are just depressing shits who are just like, you know, my life is shit, man. Like,
I can actually talk to Trupti about something which is not about work. Which is such a huge deal.
Oh, lovely.
No, unless she falls asleep.
Oh, that's quite easy.
Yeah.
I've never seen you sleepy.
Because driving.
She likes you. Oh, I was going to... Good though. I'm glad you haven't seen her sleeping in that case though. Because the last thing...
Okay.
Like Neville Shah once saw me and he's like, तेरा मुंडी टूटता है क्या तू सोती है तो ऐसा टेढ़ा कैसा सोती है तू?
It's from the horror recordings.
It's जरा खौफ से सुनो.
Okay, cool. So that's
Hey, thank you so much for being on our show, Trupti.
Yes, I like it.
Do you like the name Varta Lab?
Yes, I love it so much. Of Varta Lab. Is it Navin's idea?
No, it's Akash's idea.
Oh. For a change.
Because Gujarati ma Varta is story. And Lab is because...
I was going to call
so
it...
it's Varta Lab. Arey, mane bahu gamyu.
As long as gamyu.
I gamyu. Yeah.
Me gusta.
I was going to call it Anecdote Aane Do. It's more like alliteration, but it's okay. Cool. I guess the Gujaratis
puns over.
I think Varta Lab rocks.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Cool. I like you a little less now. But sure.
Don't worry, you just have to drop into an open mic.
Yeah. Bhinder, want a lift?
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for calling.
So this was Varta Lab with Trupti Khamkar. Thank you so much, Trupti, for once again joining us. And if you do want to talk to us online, you can find us all on Twitter, which is...
I am Trupti_Khamkar.
Okay. And Kuch Bhi Mehta is Aakash. I'm House of Narona. And also check out IVM Podcast and other cool shows. Until then, we'll see you next week with a new episode with new stories and new Varta.
Bye.
Yay,
bye.
See ya.
As you can see, we have a podcast listener in his natural habitat. Billions of years of evolution have led him to this point. He's on his way to work and listening to podcasts makes his miserable day better. He will now head to work and use all his knowledge to communicate with other colleagues and possibly future mates. You can find more of his species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out all the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.